Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm gonna put together each and every lesson that has been taught in the free course. I'm gonna show you guys what you should be able to learn and achieve from the free course, right? Because the free course is not targeted for everyone. The free course is targeted for people that are starting off, people trying to build a foundation, and people that are trying to seek clarity in the group, right? So for starters, what you should be able to achieve from the free course or at the end of the course is to be able to read market conditions, whether the market is bullish, bearish, or is in a range. You should be able to analyze market top down, and then you're also able to find good entry points and know the best time to trade, right? So each and every lesson complements each and every target that you need to achieve from it, right? The first three part of the course, you'll be able to read market conditions, right? And then, which is market structure, breakout structure, and multi-time frame analysis. And then the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh lesson should be able to find entry points, because under entries you should be able to identify your order blocks, right? Identify a market cycle, you should be able to identify liquidity points and levels that you should avoid, right? And then also put in confluence, imbalance, and mitigation. So price is going to be targeting imbalances towards the order blocks. And then also should be able to know the best time to trade, because you don't want to trade all the time and everything, right? And under trading sessions, I cover that. So in this video, I'm going to put together all that, show you guys an example. And hopefully you guys should go out there and backtest it on your charts. Try to backtest it, try to generate trades, try to learn more, try to rewatch the videos for clarity. And as you're watching the videos, obviously don't forget to subscribe, to like, and leave a comment. And push your notification on so that the next time that I post a video, because I'll be posting more content going forward for you guys. So just make sure that you get a notification on to be alarmed when I do post, right? So let's jump into the charts and show you guys a couple of examples. All right, so what you're currently looking at right now is GBP USD on a daily time frame, right? As you can see, evidently the price is ranging to the downside. It's dropping, right? Price is dropping. It's dropping at a consolidation here. Price breaks past that level, price pushes down, and now price respects the supply zone, right? It medicates all the imbalances that we see at this point, shoots down here, but looking at price continue waiting, continuing down, and take out the liquidity down here, right? So first and first, obviously we identify market structure. After identifying market structure, we identify our levels of supply and demand, right? We identify levels of supply and demand, we identify price breaking to the downside, and define the conditions that we're currently in, right? So from here, what I'll do myself is, obviously I go here where price currently is, right? I see on a daily time frame, and obviously we're not gonna enter the trade as much as we've identified that price is at this block right here, this order block right here, as you can see, right? So when you go into the lower time frame, you see price breaking structure. So let's go on a 4-hour time frame. You see price breaking a lot of structure, hence identified here, because all this is internal structure. So in one of the videos, I do cover how you do multi-time frame analysis, right? So as you can see, we never had any structure formation at this point on a daily time frame, like just had price swing to the upside and then price swing to the downside. But when you go in a 4-hour time frame, right, you're able to see price breaking structure, because all these are levels that price is breaking. So remember, price push to the upside, right? Push to the upside, it put back, push, put back, right? It broke past this level right here, put back, and eventually push there. And then we have a break, right? And then we have a break here. So here we identify a change of character in price, right? We do identify a change of character in price. And the order block that's left above there, right? So on a daily time frame, we got a block that's left there. Let me just try to clear this up, right? So we have a block that's left there, right? That's price, that's targeted by price. Price is currently in this block, right? So we're not gonna enter off the daily time frame. Obviously, we're gonna try to refine. We're gonna try to refine our trade and build more confluence. Try to find the base entry and confirmation of the trend. So currently I see that so the first, after identifying structure, supply and demand, go on a lower time frame. I try to find further zones, obviously, that price is gonna be targeting or heading to, so that I can find my entry points at the lower time frame. So obviously I go to the peaks and troughs, and at the top here, we see price from the last selling block before we see a lot of momentum to the downside. So this is the border block right there. So just make sure it fits right, it fits the candlestick. So here I see price forming a supply, right? Supply, because here we see the first momentum kicking into the market. So see strong momentum kicking into the market, price pushing down, breaking and changing character here, right? Changing character here. And then price mitigates the imbalances that it leaves up here, right? And touches our block. So obviously this is going to be my entry point, right? So I'm going to try to enter off this zone right here. I'm going to try to short at this point, right? And then I'm also going to have to find reasons to why price should head down, right? So the first thing first is liquidity and imbalances, right? So I'm going to identify this level where it looks clear to me that it was some form of double bottom, right? And identify that as equal lows, right? Let's equal lows. I'm trying to paint this in orange. That two. And straight line, right? So we get equal lows right there. And then we get also some form of double bottom, right? So there's some form of double bottom. If you want, you can put it at this point, right? Some form of double bottom. You see price form this liquidity. So what this simply means is that the orders that's lying beneath these levels right here that will be targeted by smart money. And also we have an imbalance right here that needs to be mitigated. So remember, price tends to follow where the liquidity is, which is the equal lows at this point, and to fill up the imbalances that it leaves behind, right? So this is my confluence at this point. I'll build my confluence of that, and then further down here, you're gonna see where the price is gonna get here, but we definitely have some imbalances that price is left behind that it might target. All right, so this is it. So I'll enter off that point right there, and let's see how price plays out. And then you can also see there's some form of trend line that was being formed here, right? Some form of trend line that was being formed, and this is a clear trend line, and this is so amazing, right? So this is the trend line right there. Identify this as liquidity also, right? So this is perfect confluence at this point. So price gets into our daily order block, we refine it into a 4-hour order block, then expect it to shoot to the downside. As I play price, as you can see, just shoots down heavily, mitigates this imbalance, right? And then there's a block right here, right? There's a block right here that it respects. So if somebody entered this trade off this block right here, right? So you can have entered the trade off this block, but as you can see, price slightly touched the block, right? So it mitigated the imbalances. Let me try to identify this demand zone. Mitigates the imbalance and then just shoots to the upside, right? First to retrace, and then what happens afterwards? So price consolidate between these two levels, up here and down here, right? Right. You see price continue to the downside, breaking structure. So as you can see, guys, from this example, right? From this example, we see price have a certain agenda that it needs to follow up with. So the first thing first is obviously identify market structure. We had confluence that we are in a downtrend. That was evident. And then we identified our supply zones on a higher time frame and lower time frame. We knew that price is currently respecting this on a daily. It's also respecting this on a daily, right? This applies on a daily. We're going on a lower time frame to build more confluence and reasons to why price should head down. We had a bunch of liquidity formations and imbalances that needed to be filled up, and now price went all the way down here to get to these lows, right? So this is how you build confluence of the lessons that are covered. So as you can see, let me try to check if we're in confluence, right? Let me try to check if we're in confluence sessions. Let me try to check if we're in confluence sessions. So let me try to take this back first of all, right? So let's go on a lower time frame, 1 hour, and check if we're in confluence. Okay, perfect. So at this point, you could have seen, you'd have noticed one thing is that, so we have obviously the gray area is the Asian session, right? The gray area is the Asian session, and then we've got the London, and then followed by the London and New York taking place at the same time, and then we've got the New York closing in the red section, right? So as you can see, this is GBP USD, right? And GBP USD tends to be volatile in the London session and the New York session, right? So here we see the price opens during London, right? Just gets respect because we see momentum, a lot of momentum kicking in, and then here, right? So we see momentum kicking in, right? And then we see the intersection between London, right, and New York. We see momentum coming in also. New York comes in, and then it just shoots to the downside. Just shoots to the downside, shoots to the downside. We get range Asian session right here. We get momentum coming into the Asian, and then London just follows up with more momentum, push it to the downside. Eventually, we drop massively, right? So as you can see, there's confluence. So if you're trading this pattern on this specific day, right? If you're trading this setup on a specific day, you're obviously gonna look at entering in the London session. You're gonna stay away from here, and then when the New York session comes in, you build more confluence. So let's see if I can find something at this point. All right. So as you can see here, we could have built more confluence on the lower time frame because we see that the Asian highs have been taken out. Asian highs have been taken out. Price touches the block, right? What happens? Price here breaks structure, right? Changes of character on the lower time frame. Changes of character on the lower time frame. And then it goes to the last block it leaves behind. So let's try to build this confluence. Okay, so here we get that. We get a break of structure. And then we say change of character. Right. So let me try to here this. Oh, this. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, so we get price pushed to the downside, right? Strongly, and then it gets back to this lower time frame zone. So this could have been another entry point right here, right? So we say so supply. Let me try to go on 15 minutes if I can. Okay, perfect. Right, so I try to refine this to 15 minutes, right? So this is our block right there. So price changes character, comes here, mitigate this imbalance, right? Respects its zone and pushes to the downside. And as you can see, as you can go further down, you'll be able to find more entries on the lower time frame, right? So this is how you could have find this into the lower time frame. And then when you build a confluence and put your sessions in place, see the best time to enter off would have been between the London and New York session. This is after 2 o'clock, right? After 14, see price push to the downside heavily and continue with the trend. Yeah, so that's how you build confluence of market structure, right? Order blocks, imbalances, liquidity, and trading sessions. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. Don't forget to go back test this on your charts, right? Try to back test this, try to rewatch the video where you didn't understand, and just reach out on our free Telegram group if you got any questions or need any clarity. All right, guys, see you in the next video.